Hello, everyone. Sorry you couldn't make it to the kickoff in person, but I am certainly happy to be sharing with you today the reason for our required recalibrate, realign, and refresh kickoff. At WVS, your team has been working incredibly hard over this past year to really think about where we've come, where we are now, and where we want to go in the future. And in those discussions, we have realized that there are really three distinct eras of WVS: the genesis, the beginning stages, the infancy, pre COVID, building, 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 with some slow, calculated growth, then COVID, which really was, as for everybody, unpredictable, and now post COVID. And in that time, as we reflect, we realize that there are some things we really need to get back to the roots and places with what's expected from online learning now after COVID. We need to kind of realign and refresh so that we are set to be the premier partner for online learning now and for the next 25 years. Side note, we'll be celebrating our 25th anniversary next year, so stay tuned. If you haven't met everyone on the team yet, please know that we are all here to support you. Our roles are listed on this slide, and we would love for you to reach out at any time, use our appointment scheduler, and touch base. Today, as always, we will really try and root what we're doing into those NSQ standards and talk about professional responsibilities and digital citizenship specifically. So it's my job during this screencast to really talk about the slides that I will be responsible for speaking to during the live event. And the live event is August 1st, and it is required. For those of you that are viewing this presentation, you have received the okay to go ahead and do the alternate activity, which is watching this, listening, asking questions if you have them, and checking off that you understand all of kind of these recalibration and refreshing ideas. After you've done that, so your timeline here looks a little bit differently. It won't be August 1st, but you have until August 9th, I believe, check with Linda, to get your alternative activity completed and checked off by her, and your course is set up. Contracts will be delivered to you once you have been checked off by Linda for having done this activity. Then for course setup, we are really trying to connect. So internally as a team, we reflected and we want the opportunity to get to know all of our consultants better so that every consultant feels like they have a go-to on the WVS team that they are comfortable with, but also that we really get to know you as individuals as well. So every year we are going to rotate groups of folks whom we are going to be rounding with and connecting with throughout the entire year. So part of that is that our group will be assigned for us as an admin team to do course setup checks with. So we'll be looking through your courses, providing some feedback, and then we will be checking in with you throughout the rest of the year as well. August 14th, enrollments should start to come in and courses open. Also, you will see that professional learning is going to shift a little bit this year. Linda will talk more about that, but there will be some requirements for you because in our pillars, which we are going to hit on here in a few slides, exceptional people is a foundational tenet that rests also in professional learning. In order to do the work here at WVS, you have to be grounded in professional learning. So, what does it mean to be a WVS consultant? As you know, being a consultant does not tie you to that Wisconsin retirement system, which is a phenomenal way for retirees to still be able to teach, be part of education, and not affect their retirement at all. And it does give you control over the time and place of your work. So those are reasons why being a consultant is beneficial, and it really fits our model and our agreement with CISA 9 in how we are providing our teaching services. What I'm going to ask of you is that you take a deep dive and look at both the contract and the guidelines. The WVS team put a significant amount of time reorganizing the guidelines to fall under the pillars. That was important to us. Over the years, those guidelines kind of got unwieldy as things were added, some things were repeated, and I think it was just the process of wanting to add things annually, but we recognized we needed to kind of start fresh, take all of the good things that were out there, reorganize them, and in some instances, restate them. So it's really important that you do a deep dive with those guidelines so you know what's expected of you as a consultant and the contract as well. You will be getting a DocuSign version of your contract, so watch for that in your email. Also, as a consultant, with WVS being responsible to all of the schools in the state of Wisconsin, private, public, homeschool, we don't know what the needs will be. So there are never any guarantees on courses or enrollment numbers. And I know it's hard to plan that way, but please know we try our best. And putting that whole spreadsheet together of who's teaching what and matching licensure, it is a puzzle. And many of you want many enrollments, and some of you say, nope, nope, I just really want to keep to whatever your cap is. And balancing all of that, please know we do our best, but there are no guarantees. So there's never, I wouldn't want you to plan for something and be disappointed. We do our best, and it's also based on who's requesting what. So one of the places you'll see that being impacted was the request for reorganizing our catalog with consultants who are specifically licensed in the area of CTE. That caused us to shift some courses that had been taught by some folks into areas with other licensure. So that changed who was teaching what. Again, we try and be responsive to the districts, but also to you as consultants, and be balanced as much as we can. The other place where you're going to see this possibly impacting would be for 25-26. We are going to go through a reorganization of our catalog and do a double check that licensure is appropriate in the category that schools are typically using courses. And if we find something amiss, we will need to make some changes. I did do that preemptively a little bit this year while I was assigning teachers to courses and doing the master schedule, because I did find some places where licensure did not match. And I really worked hard to try and proactively reach out. But if you notice a course you used to teach that's not on your dashboard, please know it's likely due to that licensure issue. Feel free to reach out and ask if I did not already communicate that with you. We want to continue to celebrate all of the excellent people we have, all the great things that are happening, and continue to build the trusting relationship that is required to make a system like the one I just explained work. More and more and more, you are going to hear us talking about this scorecard. We are trying to root all decisions we make in these pillars, to reflect using these pillars, and to be very intentional. We really intend to be around for another 25 plus years and to be the premier partner for schools. In order to do that, we have to have a foundation that we are continually going to check ourselves and the decisions we're making. So please know that these pillars will be part of everything that we do moving forward. And we'd love for you to start incorporating this language and thought process as well. I mentioned this on our opening slide, but we will be doing course checks starting very soon here, and checking them intermittently. We're going to do rounding. We're going to try and build connections with you. We also want to highlight If we see something that you're doing in your course or a communication that you've had, we want to pull that out and share that with others as exemplars. We want to be doing quality assurance checks and providing you continuous feedback, not only to model what that feedback looks like, but so that you know we care and we are actively engaged with the work right along with you. And the remainder of this slideshow, when done live, will be given off to teammates now to start talking about all of their components that are to be highlighted in our recalibrate, realign, and refresh theme for 24-25. I do have some other slides coming up, so I'm going to fast forward through my teammate slides and get to the other ones that I speak to. And you know what? I think we're left here with spirit wear. We want to celebrate you and encourage you to wear your WVS gear proudly. And in response to that, although I would love to just be able to provide even more in terms of incentive and appreciation, we are able to offer a $20 voucher to all consultants to put towards a spirit wear item of their choice. The voucher coupon will be linked right in the web store link in this slide deck, and we will have centralized places for you to pick up your gear once it's ordered. So we'll look at where those orders are coming from, and then together the team will look at when and where we can do some pickup points. Wausau for sure, CISA 9 for sure, the Madison, Milwaukee area, Fox Valley, Green Bay, those are for sure's. So let us know if you have any questions on the Spirit Wear store or order, but I hope you're able to use your voucher and find something that you are proud to wear. And that's all I have. Thank you. Reach out with questions.